So yes, I said day one, we did introduction. Day two was more about doing basic programming, right? So we did operators. We looked at arithmetic, comparison, logical operators. Okay. Day three was where we invested our time in learning conditions, right? So we did if, we did examples for if else. So we saw that if you have only one condition to take care, we use if, right? And if you have two conditions to take care, we use if else. And if you have multiple conditions, then in between we put elif. And we also saw that among those given conditions, only one, okay, will get executed, right? So in the last example where our average was more than 80, if you remember, so the first condition met, right? So we, okay, let me see if I have the program still with me. Yes, this is the program I'm talking about, right? So even though, let's say average is 80, right? So if average is more than 80, the calculated average is more than 80, this condition will hold true, right? So, so if this condition holds true, it will go inside this if and perform all the operations. Even though this is also true, right? If you get average as 85, this is also true. But since it has already executed this component, only one block of complete if else will be called, right? So if this block is calling, if this block is executing, then none of these will be executed. Okay, so that was the if else thing. Now today, okay, we will talk about loops. Okay, now what is loop? So there are certain situations where you will have to repeat a given line more than once, right? So you have to execute it again and again. So now if I ask you enter the marks of 3 students, right? So yesterday we saw that you could do in enter marks in first subject, enter marks in second, enter marks in third subject. But if it's the same logic, if it is the same logic about inputting marks, then why not use something which is easy to handle, like using loops, right? Otherwise, you'll have to keep on repeating the same code, right? So if you have to read marks of 50 students, you'll have to write 50 times input, right? So that's not a good practice. So we use loops. So loop is a concept in programming language using which we repeat our existing statement, okay, or group of statement more than once. Okay, so again, like, I'll just give you an example. Let's say if I ask you, where is your home, right? I want to visit your home. So you will say me, okay, keep coming in that direction till you see a red building, right? So keep coming is loop. You take one step, again one, another step, another step, another step. But how long should I take steps? How long should I walk? So at certain point, I have to stop, right? So how do you stop? At what point do you stop? What is the stopping condition? So you could tell me till you see a red color building, that is my home, right? So you have a condition there till you see. So I don't know how many steps I have to take, whether I have to take 10 steps or 50 steps. So I will take a step and look out. Oh no, it's not a red building. Again, I'll take another step and check out, right? So I'll keep on taking step until I see a red building, I'll stop there. Okay. Second way you could tell me is keep walking in the direction for 2 kilometers. You will see my house on the left. Now here exactly you know how much distance I have to travel. Okay. So similarly in loops also in this concept, we are trying to implement our real world programming concepts, right? So the way we behave in real world, same way we try to put it in the programming language, right? So I gave you first example where we use while loop. Okay, while loop, okay, is like a infinite kind of thing. It is like keep on running, okay, till you meet a condition, till condition is met, until condition is true, it will continue. And second type of loop is for loop, okay, where you know how many steps you need to take. Okay, so you know that you need to take 100 steps or 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer. Keep boiling water for 2 minutes. Okay, keep boiling water for 2 minutes. This is an example of for loop where you know exactly how much time you have to keep boiling water or keep walking, right? So keep repeating. I need marks in 5 subjects. I need marks in 5 subjects. This is example where I need to use for loop because I know how many times I need to repeat. I need to repeat 5 times. Okay, so for loop. If I need to repeat 10 times, it is for loop. While loop is where you say keep asking or keep taking marks till user says yes. So you will input a marks and then ask user, do you want to enter more? User says, yes, I want to enter more. Okay, fine, give me one more. Do you want more? Yes, I want one more. Okay, give me one more. Okay, do you want more? No, I don't want more. Then you stop, right? So when you don't know how many times, but you need to know condition when to stop, that's when we use loops. Okay, so I mean while loop in that case. And when you know exactly how many steps, we use for loop. Okay, so let's take an example of while loop. Okay, we'll first focus on while loop. We'll do a couple of examples, simple examples, and then we go to for loop. Okay, so in while loop, okay, I just said we need to have a condition, right? So let's say choice equal to, I say yes. Okay, y. So choice equal to y. Okay, so this is the initial condition I want to give. Okay, this is like telling my house color is my, the color of my house is red. So color of house is red. Okay, now I'm putting the condition while choice equal to, this is what we saw. Remember, comparison operator. You want to compare if choice is equal to y or not, right? So just like for if condition, while will also take condition. And just like if will execute, if the condition is true, here also while will execute if condition is true. Okay, so I'm saying while choice equal to y. While choice equal to y. Okay, now in this case, choice I've defined as y, correct? And I'm checking choice as y. So condition is true, isn't it? So it will go inside while. Okay, and I'll print it like print hello. Okay, so ma'am, chat is disabled, they are saying. So if you can enable the chat. And are we recording? Santosh sir, are you there?
Yes, we are recording. Yep.
We are recording, right? And they are
Yes.
saying the chat is disabled. So if you can look into that.
Sure, we will check. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So, okay, so print hello. Okay, so now if you see here, choice is equal to y. Okay, and I say print hello. Now if I keep running it, okay, I'll select P2 and I keep running it. What happened? It goes on forever because choice we have set as y. And now I'm saying while choice equal to y, true, it goes in, prints hello. Then it goes up to the while again. So after line number 3, it goes to line number 4. And after 4, it goes to 3 again, right? When it goes to 3 again it is checking if choice equal to y. Of course, choice is equal to y, right? It is true. It comes in, goes up, checks the condition, comes in. This is repeated infinite number of times. That's why if you see, it goes on forever. You see, it's going on forever. So if you do not put your condition properly, you will get into infinite loop. Okay, so another example, right? So let's say if your house color is blue, right? And you tell me to look for red color. Actually, your color is blue, but you tell me to look for red color. What happens? I'll keep on checking for red. I will not find. I'll keep on working. Infinite situation. You do not switch on the gas stove and you're waiting for water to boil. You will wait forever, isn't it? So if you do not give proper condition, it goes into infinite loop. That's not the case with for loop. We'll see later. Okay, so what I can do here is I can ask the user, okay, choice equal to input. Please type Y to continue or any other key to stop. I'm saying please type Y to continue or any other key to stop, right? And now if I run it, so after taking step 1, it is asking, do you want to continue? I say yes. So choice is again Y, so it goes up. Do you want to continue? I say again yes, it goes up. Do you want to continue? No, I don't want to continue. I got what I wanted. So I will stop now. So see, it checks only for small y. So even if I give capital Y and hit enter, the program stopped, right? So again, what you can do is if you want Y both small and capital to work, you can put a OR condition here. Or, right? So what did we discuss in OR? We discussed that irrespective of either one condition is true or both condition is true, okay, the entire thing will be evaluated to true. Only if both are false only or will be false. That means if you enter something other than small y, capital Y, this entire thing becomes false and your loop stops. But even if you enter small y, capital Y, it will continue. Okay, so you want to, I'll say capital Y, it continues, right? And I put any other key, it stopped, right? Isn't it easy? So this is how we implement while condition. Okay, so Karthik, you can type your questions. Okay, you can type your questions or you can ask the questions at the end. Okay, so we don't want to break the flow. So if you have any questions, you please type now or you hold on till the end. Okay, so you can type your question in the chat. Okay, so this is how your while works. Okay, now we'll go to for loop and we'll come back to while again. In for loop, I just said we are looking at fixed number of iteration where you know how many times the program should run, isn't it? So there is a function, okay, which we need to understand before we get into for loop. The function is called as range. Okay. So how many functions have we discussed so far? We have discussed print, then we discussed input, type, then we discussed about int, str, float, bool, complex to convert into specific data types, isn't it? The next function that we're going to learn is called range. Next, inbuilt function. Okay, these are all inbuilt predefined functions. That means they have a predefined meaning. Okay, later, okay, maybe after a couple of sessions, we'll learn how to create our own functions. So range function can take 3 values, A, B, and C. Okay, what are these values? Okay, A value stands for from where you want to start. Okay, start value. B stands for ending value. Okay, A is your start value, B is your ending value, and C is your increment value. Okay, start value is inclusive. That means it will include the start value. B is exclusive. Okay, it will not include that. So what does it mean? Range is a function which generates range of values. Range generates a range of values. That's the purpose of range function. And range function can take three values indicating A, B, and C. Now, let's say if I give range 3, 8, 2. Okay, so tell me, can somebody guess which all values will be printed by range? So I gave range, A is 3, B is 8, and C is 2. Okay, so I'm giving range with 3, 8, and 2. I'm giving range function which generates range of values, and here I'm giving 3, 8, 2. So from where do we start? We start from 3. We go up to 8 and increment by 2. That's what it means. Start from 3, go up to 8, and increment by 2 every step. So tell me which all values will be printed. Okay, I'm getting some responses. Okay, somebody says 357, 57, 357. Okay, okay, okay. So everybody is getting right. Okay, so Roshan, Praveen, Atul, Monal, Ankita, awesome. Okay, Jyoti, yes, great. Thank you, guys. Yes, you're right. Okay, what we said is, listen, if those who are hearing it for the first time, we said starting value as 3, isn't it? So starting value is 3. That means we have to print 3. Next value should be based on the increment, right? By how much should we increase? So it says increment is 2. That means we need to increase by 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So now we are increasing by 2, which is 3 plus 2, 5. Okay. Now, again, we have to increase by 2, right? Increment is 2. So 5 plus 2, 7. Okay. Now, again, we have to increase by 2, 9. But what happened? 9 is more than the ending value. We have to stop at 8. So it is going to print only 357. Now, I'll ask one more question. Okay, I'm going to use range, and this time I'm saying 392. Now you tell me how many, which all values will be printed, which all values will be generated by range here. I'm saying 3, 9, and 2. I just changed the ending value to 9. Okay, awesome. I'm getting a lot of responses this time, but most of the answers are wrong. I see only only one answer correct. Okay, everybody is getting wrong. Okay, so that's why I have to listen to me carefully. Okay, okay. 2, 3 I got correct, but almost like 15 answers are wrong. Okay, listen to me. Okay, see, we are in classroom. Okay, in classroom we are here to learn, so you can make mistake in classroom. I like people who make mistakes than who doesn't answer. Okay, it's okay to make mistake. We are learning, right? Learning means mistake will happen. So it is okay to make mistake, but not answering is not good. Okay, try it. You should try something. Okay, so let's see the output. I say starting value is 3, isn't it? So it will print 3. The next is increment 2, right? So 2 is getting incremented. So 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 2, 9. But what did I say? Ending value is exclusive. So you cannot include 9. It has to print only up to 8. Okay. So this is not going to give us 9. Okay. 392 will also give us 357 only. Okay. It will not give us 3579. Okay. This is going to give us 3.357 only. Both will give same answer. Exactly, Atul. Okay. So ending value is not including, exclusive, up to. Okay. It is like up to. Those who have done programming in Java, it would be like less than. Okay. Not less than, equal to. It is less than. Okay. Okay. Now there is another form of range. Okay. We'll just see the different forms of range, and then we will see how it works in practical. Okay, we will run and we'll see the output. next version of range can take only two values, a comma b. So when you see a range function with three values, okay, when you see somewhere, okay, range with three values, this means first is starting, which is inclusive, the next number is ending, which is exclusive, and the last number is increment, correct? Now when you see a range with two values only, now here you see range with just two value a, b, c, then what does that mean? It means, okay, it means that c is default 1. Okay, so increment is 1. Okay, that's what range AB means. So if you see range with two values, if you see range with just two values, it means they're talking about starting value and ending value. They are not talking about the increment. Okay, and when they don't talk about increment, default increment is 1. So range with three values will have all three values. But when you see range with just two values, then you know that, okay, that increment is 1. Increment is not there. Okay, so if I have to write it, give you an example, it is like 3 comma 7. Okay, now can you tell me what will be the output of 3 comma 7? Pratima says can't see my screen, so please check your connectivity. Okay, everybody else is able to see. So Pratima, you have to check your connectivity. Okay, okay. So now I'm getting answer as 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, everybody's getting right. Yes, I don't see any wrong answer. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Okay, yes, everybody getting right. Okay, nice. Okay, so since I said, okay, since I said 3, starting value is 3, so 3 will be printed. Default increment is 1, isn't it? So 3 plus 1, 4. 4 plus 1, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. 6 plus 1, 7. But hold on. 7 is not less than 7, exclusive. So 7 should be deleted. So you end up getting 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So range will generate values 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, you will also find range with just one value. Okay. So when you get range with one value, that means here you have default A, which is the starting value as 0, and default C, which is 1. So if you see range with one value, okay, let me write B. If you see only one value, that means that is B. A is missing and C is missing. C is for increment, A is for starting value, right? So now if I say range 4, what will I get? Please type your answer. What will range 4 indicate? Okay, 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 awesome. Okay, okay. So here I see some wrong answers as well, but that's okay. Okay, keep trying. Okay, so let me give you the answer. See, we said default A is 0. So we'll start from 0. Increment is 1. So 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus 1, 4. But 4 cannot be printed. So you stop here. So you'll get 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you'll end up getting 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the output of, okay, range 4. Okay. So yes, we need to understand. Okay. You need to understand range function first before we get into for loop. So I hope this is clear. Okay. Now let's go and see how we implement for loop. Okay, so there are many components in for loop. For loop is not just one component, it has multiple components. For loop starts with for. Okay, for loop starts with for. And okay, so this means that whatever you are going to do next is to generate for loop, right? Or to generate values, or generate a loop, or you want to repeat the block of code. Okay, so for, and I'll take a variable called I. I'll write in range 4. Okay, so see, for I, so I is a counter. So if I have to tell you, take 5 steps in this direction, or boil the water for 2 minutes, or keep driving for 2 kilometers, you need a counter, right? You need something which will count how many minutes you are watching, how many kilometers are you going, how many steps are you taking, isn't it? So you need a counter. I is like a counter which will count the number of steps. Okay, and how will I count the number of steps? In is a operator, just like we have plus, minus, into, division, that in operators that we did on second day. In is also an operator which I didn't do the other day, now I'm doing it, which will help I take value from range. Okay, so there are 4 independent things here. Range is a function that will generate range of values 0, 1, 2, 3, right? That's what we saw. Range 4 will generate 0, 1, 2, 3. In will take value from right hand side and give it to left hand side. In will take value from right hand side, so it will take value from range and give it to I. For will make it take one by one iteration at a time. Okay, so if I say here print hello comma I. Okay, so hello will be printed and I will take the value from range. So when you run it, okay, I'll stop here. So you see, hello 0, hello 1, hello 2, hello 3. Okay, I range is generating and for is making I take value from range one by one. So first iteration I will take value 0. Second iteration I will take value 1, then 2, then 3. Okay, so this is how for loop works. An indentation, okay, we saw the indentation. We discussed a lot about indentation yesterday. We said that indentation is must because that's how Python will know which block to execute or which blocks belong to if, or same condition for while, same thing for loop. So if you put with even one space, it means this print is reporting to while. So number of spaces that you give in first line, same number of spaces you have to give for every other line. Okay, so your print and choice are under while. That means print and choice, they report to while. Okay, and if while is true, if this condition is true, both of these statements will be called. Otherwise, none of these will be called. Same here, as long as I is getting value from range, as long as I is getting value from range, loop will run. Okay, and when range is finished, okay, your loop is also finished. So if you say range 4, okay, we are getting value 0, 1, 2, 3, and loop is running 4 times. Okay, now let's take another example in for loop. So you have 382, right? So I'll put 382 here. Now range will generate values 3, 5, 7. So hello should be 3, 5, 7, and loop will run 3 times, right? 3, 5, 7. So loop should run 3 times with I value as 3, 5, 7. Okay, so I will stop here, and you see you have 3, 5, 7. which is being generated by this for loop. Okay, so this is basic. I hope everybody understood. शनि मिश्रा, स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट नहीं दिया रहता है, स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट नहीं है ये, सिंगल वैल्यू मतलब ये एंडिंग पॉइंट है। ओके, अगर एक ही वैल्यू है इसका मतलब वो एंडिंग पॉइंट है, स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट नहीं है। स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट विल बी जीरो, स्टार्ट जीरो से होगा, इंक्रीमेंट वन से होगा। सो 0 1 2 3 4 सो ऑन, जब तक आपका एंडिंग वैल्यू नहीं आता है। सो इट इज नॉट द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट, इट इज एंडिंग पॉइंट। ठीक शनि, डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड शनि? Okay. So Romy says, please may you repeat first loop range 4. Okay. Romy, I'll do that. Okay. So that's the only question as of now. Perfect. So see. So see here. Range 4. Range 4 means, that's what I said. If we have only one value, that means ending value is given. Right? And ending value is 4. Default increment is 0. Sorry, default starting value is 0 and increment is 1. So if you have only one value, only one value, only one value, that is ending value. Okay, starting you have to start from 0, increment is 1. So remember this, starting 0, increment 1. So but you can't guess the ending value, right? You cannot guess the ending value. So that's why when you don't see ending value, that is the ending value. When you don't see ending value, that is ending value, right? Okay, so 4 is ending value. Romy, okay, great. Perfect. Okay, so these are the basic. Now what we'll do is we'll write few programs. So maybe today we'll focus on for loop. We'll do some programs on for loop, and tomorrow we can do some programs on while. Okay, so we'll do one mini project, small project. We'll develop a game. Okay, so I will just move this to different. This is day 4, right? I'll move this to day 4 so that I get a blank slate to do my program. Okay, so see, if I have to print one single line, one single star, so what I'll do, I'll print one single star, print star. Okay, so when I run it, you get one star, isn't it? Now if I have to print 5 stars, okay, if I have to print 5 stars, how do I do that? I will put it in a for loop, for I in range 5. 5 will generate values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm saying for I in range 5, and I will give a tab here. So now when you run it, you see you're getting 5 stars, right? You're getting 5 stars here, correct? Okay. Now I want 5 stars in one single line. How do I do that? So it is printing 5 stars in 5 different lines, correct? I want 5 stars in one single line. What should I do? Slash n, Atul, Monal, slash n will print in different line, isn't it? Slash n is to break into different line. I want to join them into one single line. Okay, I want to join them into one single line. Correct. We have to use end. Aman is right. We have to use end. So what I'll do is I will say here end, okay, equal to, instead of new line, I will give a space. So what happens now? You see, you get a space here, right? Okay. Now, okay, so this is how you can generate star in same line. Okay, let me do one more example, and then we will try to modify, we'll play with this star example. Okay, let's say I want to generate values from 1 to 10. Okay, so I can simply say for I in range 1, 11, right? I want to generate values from 1 to 10. So if I say 1, 11, it will generate 1 to 10, isn't it? So simple, I'll say 1 to 11 and I'll say print I. Now again, when you print I, it's going to print in, different line, right? Okay. Now you see that you have end here. So 1 is printed at the end of that line. So what I'll give, I'll just to bring to the next line, I'll give an empty print. Empty print will also have end equal to /n. So now when I run it, our 1 will be in different line, right? So we got values from 1 to 10. I want to print values in the same line. So what will I say? I will say comma and equal to, and I'll give a comma here so that you get 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm getting 10 comma also. 10 is the last number. If 10 is last number, should not give comma. How can we not give comma here? How do we make sure that comma is not printed? I want to print comma, Raghuvansh, okay? I want to print comma for rest of the values, not for 10. Okay, so see here. Generally, what you will do is you will say start number, okay, 1 and equal to 10. That's how you will write. User will say, I want to print values from 1 to 10. You say, okay, you want to print from 1 to 10? Okay, fine. Let's print from 1 to 10. So here is your start and here is your end. So end, what we do is we say end plus 1 because user wants to print from 1 to 10. So to print 1 to 10, you have to go one level up, isn't it? So that it prints 10. So you say n plus 1, right? So you get 1 to 10. What I will do is I will put a condition here. If, okay, if I is the variable which is taking value from range, isn't it? I is the variable which is taking value from range. So I will say if I equal to end. That means we are printing the last line. If you're printing the last line, then you simply print I. You don't have to say I comma. Else, that means if it is not last line, then print comma I and then comma. Is it clear, everyone? Did you understand this? So I'm printing and I'm just checking because the last value will not have comma. And last value is the end. So if I is the one that is taking values from the range, isn't it? So if I is equal to the last value or the ending value, then don't print, then just print I. Okay. And then if it is not the last value, if it is before last, anything, you say I comma end. So now, sorry, end equal to comma, so that you get 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma so on. Clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes, no? Okay. I see only one message. Why only one person out of almost like 150? Only one is saying yes. Jyoti says yes. Yes, now we are getting answers. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So still not happy. Only 7 to 8 people have said yes. Be confident. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. So can you, Praveen, that means you have not watched the previous videos, right? You should come prepared for the class, isn't it? Okay. I'll quickly explain, Praveen, but it is there in our first session. Okay. Aman, you also, you have not watched the first session. If you have watched, then you have forgotten, right? So no, please be prepared. Okay. We are here only for 25 days. We have to cover as many things as possible, right? Okay, perfect. So yeah, so demand is, what is end? So we discussed that every print, okay, has a default it has new line character. Every print has a new line character. So if you print, okay, let me do it before running loop. If I say print, okay, hello, and I say print how, print r, okay, and I say print u. So print, unlike your C++ Java, because okay, there you'll have ln or something, right, to indicate new line. But default print in Java and C++ will not have a new line character. But Python says that most of the time people want to use new line. So what they did is they inbuilt new line in print. They inbuilt new line in print. So whenever you do print, the output will always start from next line. But sometimes, like this case, we don't want it in this next line. We want print. See, okay, the printing is done by loop. So we cannot control print statement. We can print only one at a time. But we can control by not allowing print to print in different line. We can control by not allowing print to print in different line. That control is given by end. Okay, so the new line in print is invisible. We have to make it visible. So we have to make it visible by using end. So end is a command that makes your new line visible. So actually, when you see simple print, okay, when you see actually simple print is actually like this, okay, which is hidden. This is hidden. So we are activating it, okay, and then when we activate it, now it is in our control what we want to do. Okay, we can say here space. So instead of new line, space will be printed at the end of the command. So when you say hello here, after a hello, it is not a new line, it is space. This space is coming because we gave space here in the end. And then how? Then end again, r, okay, and u finally. And you have not given any end, so new line is printed, okay, and that's why star is printed in the next line. Should be clear now, guys? Okay, so I did explain again, Sujal. So any more questions now? Okay, awesome. Looks like everybody, yeah, thanks for your message. Okay, I'm still getting messages. Okay, great. Okay. So I don't see any questions, right? All these are okay. So Avantika, Pratibha, Praveen, Aman, okay, Sujal. Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys. Okay, so now we'll continue building our loop. Okay, so what I'll do again, I'll move this to our another file, and okay, come back to it. So we are saying for I in range, okay, 5, and when you say print star, and then we say comma and equal to space, and here we go and print and print, right? This print is printed outside the for loop. Okay, this print is printed outside the for loop. That means this is going to just give us a new line. Okay, so that the next statement doesn't continue from the previous statement. Okay, okay, now let's say I want to, so this is giving us, let me run it again to show you the output. You're getting 5 stars here. Okay. 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 So, okay, we are getting 5 stars here. Okay. Let me say, now I want to extend it to print a pattern. All of you should be able to see my Paint, MS Paint screen. Okay. Now, let's say, oh yeah, you guys are not sleeping. Perfect. Thank you for confirmation. Okay, so yeah, so here you have 5 stars, right? We did 5 star. Okay, now I want to print this 5 stars 5 times. Okay, I want to print 5 stars 5 times like this. Okay, so how will I do it? So see, this whole thing is printing. Okay, for a moment we'll just forget this print. This whole thing is printing stars in one single line or one single row. Okay, this print is printing stars in one single row. I want to repeat this thing 5 times. So this is the logic to print star in one single row, but I want to repeat the same logic 5 times. What should I do? I will put this whole thing in another loop. Okay, so I'll repeat this whole thing in another loop. So I'm going to say I've used I here, so I'll use J. Okay, and then I'm pushing these two inside this. Something 4J in range 5. This is to repeat this. So remember, this is what is printing stars on the screen. This is what is printing stars on your screen. So printing is done by the I for loop, which has I as counter. But to repeat it again and again and again, I'm using J here. Right? Perfect. Okay. So what happens is, now when I run it, you see what happened. Okay, this is outer loop, which is there just to count how many times you are running this, right? So this for is going to run 5 stars. Okay, now again, this is again going to, so see, when J is 0, okay, range 5 will create 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So line number 1 is first called, J is 0. It goes here. I is also 0. Then print 1 star. After printing 1 star, the inner loop is not yet completed, isn't it? So I becomes 1, J remains 0, I becomes 1, prints it. I becomes 2, prints it. I becomes 3, prints it. I becomes 4, prints it. So now the inner loop is done. But remember, outer loop has done only one iteration. So again, it goes back to J. Now J becomes 1. And then it comes in again, and I is 0 again. So again, 5 times it is repeated. Okay. After repeating 5 times, this loop is done. But outer loop is still not done. It'll go back and J becomes 2 now. And I becomes 0 again. Again 0 to 5. Goes up. J becomes 3. Again 0 to 5. Go. So that's how you end up getting 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 5 times, which is 25 stars. But this is not what I wanted. I want only 5 star in one row. After printing one row, it should go back to the next row. After printing one row of star, it has to go back to the next row, right? So you go and give this print here. Okay, that means before you begin the next J, print should give a new line. So now you see, you got 5 stars. Okay. Any question, guys, here? Please let me know. Okay. So now this is how we ended up getting 5 stars. So remember, the inner loop is printing. Inner loop's job is to print 5 star. And the outer loop job is to repeat it 5 times. Right? If you want 10, you just put 10 here. If you put 10, you'll get 10 rows. But each row is being printed by this, because this print is in this for loop, isn't it? So job of I is to print that pattern. Atul says, sir, can you be on loop? How many times you want to repeat, Atul? So when you say repeat, now you know that, right? Repeat. There are two types of repeat. One is for loop and one is while loop. You have to give me condition. Atul says, sir, repeat. Repeat means infinite times. I'll keep on repeating this, Atul. So Atul says once. Okay, so repeat it only once. Okay. So I'll repeat it again, Atul. Please listen carefully. We earlier we saw how to print one star or one row of stars. Okay, we saw one row of stars. This is what we use to print one row of star. Now my requirement is print that one row star 5 times. So this logic, whatever logic you have done, this logic needs to be repeated 5 times. Okay, the inner logic that for I is what we used earlier to print 5 stars. So that is clear. I want to repeat that logic. It's like I teach you something. So you have done A to Z steps. Now, if I tell you repeat it, means what? Again, you have to repeat A to Z, isn't it? Then again, I'll say repeat it. Again, you'll repeat A to Z. So this is A to Z. This is your inner loop, which is printing. And outer loop is making it repeat that many times. So first, because J is outside, J is 0. First, then I becomes 0. And then you have print statement. The inner loop has to complete. So it's like this. You have a stadium, big stadium. Okay. And okay, so this is the outer of the stadium and this is the inside of the stadium, right? This is the outer stadium and this is inside it stadium. You are running. Okay. So you are running here. And what happens after you come here? Security is asking you to go inside. Okay, let me use different color. So you come from your home, you are doing morning jogging. So you come here and now you go here and you have to go inner, complete inner. When you complete inner, then you can come outer, isn't it? Now you complete one iteration. So again, if you go second time, again you are going here. Again, you have to go inside, complete the inner, and then you come out. Right? Now, if inner is asked to complete 5 times, okay, so again, let's take this stadium. And now the condition is inner, you have to do 5 times. So you'll come back, okay, you do one round of half round, go in, then do 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then come out, then you come here. Now you have completed one round of running, right? Now you have completed one round of running, isn't it? So inner loop will get completed first, okay, 5 times, and then your outer loop will increment by 1. Is it clear? Who wanted me to repeat? I forgot the name. Okay, so now tell me, everybody understood? Yeah. Yes. Okay, perfect. Now let's make one small change to it. Okay, we'll make one small change to it. Okay, we will print only 1 star first, then 2 star, then 3 star, then 4 star, then 5 star. That means increasing, right angle triangles increasing. So first I want only 1 star, then I want 2 star, then I want 3 star. How do we do that? Okay, so see here, very simple. Okay, first of all, okay, for those who are doing programming for the first time, don't get scared by programming. Okay, programming is not going, it's not like medicine where somebody can die. Okay, one good thing with our software engineers are that we can do whatever. At most your computer will get formatted, right? Even if you do something extremely bad, And that too also in Python, you don't have the chance. You don't have the chance. What will happen at least, that your program will not work. You will get different output. You wanted to print 5, you'll get 5,000. That's the only difference you'll get. So don't be scared of doing programming. Okay. Second thing is, you try first. You see the output. And based on the output, you try to again change your strategy. Okay. That's the only way to do programming. Okay. You will get it wrong for the first time. But if you get it wrong, that's okay. 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 Nobody is going to die here. So that's okay if you get it wrong. Then you see the output and then try to correct it. Fine. Okay. So let's try to do this. What I told you, outer loop is keeping track of the rows, right? Outer loop is keeping track of the rows. Inner rows is what we need to print the star, right? So in this case, what do you think? Should we change the outer loop or inner loop? Same program will take. Which loop should be changed? Outer loop or inner loop? Outer loop is to track number of rows, and inner loop is to print the stars, right? So star pattern is changing. Yes, yes. So star pattern is changing. Okay. Not your number of rows. Yes. Okay. Number of rows remains 5. So if you go here, what I'll do is I will copy the entire code and I'll paste it. I'll paste it. Outer loop will not change, isn't it? Because it is 5 times and it is 5 only. But we have to do something here. We have to do something here. Okay. Now, if I say 1, then I will get only 1 stars, right? But if I say 5, I'll get only 5 stars. But what should happen? This should become 1 when j is 0. This should become 2 when j is 1. This should become 5 when j is 4, isn't it? That means this one has to be j plus 1. J is 0, first row. J is 0. And you want to print 1 star, range of 1. So j plus 1. Second time, j is 1. So j plus 1, 2. So you get 2 stars, right? So you have to link it to some number. Is it something, is any number which is changing? Yes, j is changing. So you link it to j. Okay. Now when you run it, you get right angle triangle. Now, if you do not find j as changing, let's say, for some reason j is not changing, then you introduce your own variable k. Okay, you introduce your own variable k. And what should happen is, okay, k should be 1. Okay, and after printing 1, okay, k should become k equal to k plus 1. Or, as I told you, you delete this and interchange the sign. K plus equal to 1 is same as k equal to k plus 1. So k should become 2 after you're done with first row. Then after you're done with second row, it should become 3, so on. So now when you run it, you still get the same answer, right? So try to break your logic into smaller step and then you will be able to solve it. Is it clear, everyone? Now let's say I want to do the inverted triangle. I want to do the 5 first and then the 1, right? So simple, right? This is the better way. Okay, so we should use this one. This is the best way, better way. So because j is there, we don't have to introduce new variable, right? No need to introduce new variable. So first I need 5. So I will say 5, correct? But next row I need only 4. Third term I need only 3. So it should get decreased. How will it get decreased? So you say 5 minus j. So first 5 is 0. So 5 minus 0 will be 5 only. Second row 5 minus 1, 4, right? And when you run it, see, you're getting this one here. You're getting a inverted triangle. Is it clear, everyone? Yes, Sujal, you're right. Awesome. Okay, do let me know if you have questions. And I have an interesting assignment for you. Okay, try, okay, try if you can. Try to print different star pattern. Try to print first, like, A. So A will be something like this. Okay, I will put multi-line here. Try if you can. Okay, so you have star and A. Okay, after this you will say star like this, right? Then you will say star, 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 star. Okay, then you will say star, right? This is your A, right? So something like this. Try to print A, B, C, D, and Z. Okay. Now the thing is, if you want me to talk about it, you have to do it first. I'm not going to do it from scratch. Okay. If you do it, okay, try, and you try for next 2-3 days. Okay. Maybe ma'am was talking about some quiz, right? So we'll include this in the quiz. Try doing it pattern, and when you get stuck, you let me know, and we'll solve it. So with that, we finish our for loop discussion, and we'll stop it here. Tomorrow when we meet, we'll talk about while. Okay, we'll do one mini game also in while. Okay, so hopefully tomorrow we will wrap up with loops. Is it okay, everyone? Awesome. Good. So hope you like it. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. And tomorrow 4 o'clock, okay, we'll meet 4 o'clock.
Sir, if anybody has any questions,
Yes,
we can enable them to speak if they have any questions, or if we are good, then it's okay.
Yes.
Let's
So
wait
if you
for
have
2
any
more
questions,
minutes.
So if you have any questions, please raise your hand.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll put on unmute you, and then we can discuss.
Yes.
So yes, Aman, we will be doing project. Okay, if you remember. So Khushi, classes miss ho gayi hai, to please videos dekh lijiye. Videos
We
already
have a recording.
Yes, already recording has been uploaded. So please watch. Okay, and please watch. Okay, you'll find it more interesting because we are building on the last classes, right? So if this is your first class, then you'll miss a lot of stuff. Okay, so please watch the video and then come prepared so that you can understand things better. Thank you.
So I don't see any raised hands. So I think then the people are getting everything. Yeah.
खुशी का क्वेश्चन है कि क्लास मिस हो गया तो सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा.
Try not to miss any more classes, Khushi. You are entitled for the certificate. कोशिश करिए कि और आगे की classes miss ना करें. This is one of the best opportunities जो आपको मिली है, और videos तो upload, recordings तो upload हो ही रहे हैं YouTube में.
Okay, और anyway projects भी बाद में होगा, submit कीजिए and certificate मिलेगा.
Yes.
लेकिन please attend as much as possible. You will be able to do better. Okay, so yes.
Absolutely. I don't think किसी ने hand raise किया है, so I think we are good for to close today's class. कल का टाइमिंग 6 PM नहीं है अंकिता, कल का टाइमिंग 4 PM ही है. आज सिर्फ 6 PM था. Okay then, have a great day, everybody. Have a happy learning. So see you tomorrow at 4 PM. Thank you, sir.
We'll
Bye-bye.
see you all. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye.